The gods descend from the sky, from the FON people, Benin. Nana Baluku, the mother of all creation, fell pregnant before she finally retired from the universe. Her offspring was androgynous, a being with one body and two faces. The face that resembled a woman was called Mawu, and her eyes were the moon. She took control of the night and all territories to the west. The male face was called Lisa, and his eyes were the sun. Lisa controlled the east and took charge of the daylight. At the beginning of the present world, Mawu Lisa was the only being in existence, but eventually the moon was eclipsed by the sun, and many children were conceived. The first fruits of the union were a pair of twins, a male called Da Zoji and a female called Niohwe Ananu. Another child followed shortly afterwards. A male and female form joined in one body, and this child was named Sogbo. The third birth again produced twins, a male, Agbe, and a female, Nayete. The fourth and fifth children were both male and were named Age and Gu. Gu's torso was made of stone, and a giant sword protruded from the hole in his neck where his head would otherwise have been. The sixth offspring was not made of flesh and blood. He was given the name Jo, meaning air or atmosphere. Finally, the seventh child born was named Legba, and because he was the youngest, he became Mawu Lisa's particular favorite. When these children had grown to adulthood, and the appropriate time had arrived to divide up the kingdom of the universe among them, Mawu Lisa gathered them together. To their firstborn, the twins Da Zoji and Niohwe Ananu, the parents gave the earth below and sent them, laden with heavenly riches, down from the sky to inhabit their new home. To Sogbo, who was both man and woman, they gave the sky, commanding him to rule over thunder and lightning. The twins, Agbe and Nayete, were sent to take command of the waters and the creatures of the deep, while Age was ordered to live in the bush as a hunter, where he could take control of all the birds and beasts of the earth. To Gu, whom Mawu Lisa considered their strength, they gave the forests and vast stretches of fertile soil, supplying him also with the tools and weapons mankind would need to cultivate the land. Mawu Lisa ordered Jo to occupy the space between the earth and the sky, and entrusted him with the lifespan of human beings. It was also Jo's role to clothe the other sky gods, making them invisible to man. To each of their offspring, Mawu Lisa then gave a special language. These are the languages still spoken by the priests and mediums of the gods in their songs and oracles. To Da Zoji and Niohwe Ananu, Mawu Lisa gave the language of the earth and took from them all memory of the sky language. She gave to Sogbo, Agbe, and Nayete, Age, and Gu the languages they would speak, but to Djo they gave the language of men. Then Mawulisa said to Legba, "Because you are my youngest child, I will keep you with me always. Your work will be to visit all the kingdoms ruled over by your brothers and sisters, and report to me on their progress." And that is why Legba knows all the languages of his siblings, and he alone knows the language of Mawulisa. You will find Legba everywhere, because all beings, human and gods, must first approach Legba before Mawulisa, the supreme deity, will answer their prayers. You've been listening to World Reading Club, presented by Hakeem Ali Bokus Alexander here on Spreaker, Social Podcasting, and Wisdom, Social Audio Inc., presented for World Reading Club in association with Uniquilibrium. Coming up next is God Abandons the Earth from Ghana. These stories come from West African Folktales, with the general editor being Jake Jackson.